They must have heard about my little maneuver at the Battle of Tanab. Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Zareth Prevails. Would you like to be able to do this? I've been doing this all 3v3 season, and it's a lot of fun. A lot of people have asked me to tell them what's my secret. How do I actually do this? How is this even possible for such a niche character to do this much damage? And this has been built into the game for a long time. It's just not something I've wanted to explore that much, and frankly, Dash is the one who kind of unlocks all of this. So I will show you guys. There's something under the hood that a lot of people don't really understand, and I'm just going to give you a little glimpse of that. So we all know that Barris doesn't do much damage when she hits, even though her damage numbers look similar. Like if we wanted to mod Barris for offense for damage, she could have really high numbers potentially, but she's still going to hit like a wet noodle, and I'll show you guys why. So we have, this is Stormtrooper Han. We'll look at him in just a minute. There's a thing called a damage modifier under the hood. So go to swgoh.gg and find a character. You can kind of click on their ability and name, and then you click on look at the mechanics, and you can find this damage modifier. So his special is one of the highest damage modifiers in the game, 427.6. maybe it is the highest, in fact. Just for reference, we have the lunge thing, the big hit from Qi'ra with the armor shred. It's a 320% damage modifier. On Barris, alternately, it's 120%. And on Ezra, it's 385%. So that one's also a pretty high one, but not nearly as high as this 427. Now, you can see this damage variance thing just out of curiosity. I looked at one character that had high damage variance. You can see Stormtrooper Han here. This attack has high damage variance, and you can see all these names here, guys. So you can verify that these are the characters I'm talking about. His damage variance is 2917. So I don't know how that even matters, frankly. Like, he has a low damage modifier anyways, so probably doesn't matter that much, but just something neat to look at, guys. So it's built in, but Dash is kind of the one who unlocks it. So let's actually, I can show you guys all of the mechanics, and then I'm going to show you guys some gameplay of how this all works. You guys can make a decision on, this is a ridiculous team. It's a lot of investment, and I don't know if it's worth it for most people, but it's quite the spectacle. That's why I went with an over the top thumbnail. I don't love the clickbait or anything, but it's fun to do that every once in a while. This is just, it's so silly. So let's go to the game. So all right, guys, here are the 3v3 and 5v5 versions. So you can see my fat head is actually blocking the 3v3 version thing. It looks very, very similar to what it says here in 5v5, except instead of 5s, there are 3s. So hope you guys understand that. We're not talking about the 5v5 version today. I'll probably do a video on that eventually as well, but this is probably the best version of it. Now, in 3v3, what do you absolutely need? I think you're going to benefit from having the Omicron on Dash regardless, but you don't probably have to have it. That's probably something I would strongly recommend. You do need the Zeta on Dash, and you need the Zeta on qi'ra, and then you want, you can see my relic levels aren't super high, except for young Lando. Young Lando needs, you can do as much, you're going to want to do a lot of damage from him, obviously. So Relic 8, that's where you get all the damage. That's why he's 8. Can you do the same at 7? No, he can't do the same at 7. People are like, well, will 7 work? I'm like, maybe 7 will work, but he's not going to do the same damage. People ask me that too. They're like, oh, like, he basically does the same, right? At 7 is 8? Like, it's only one number difference. I'm like, yeah, but it's like 1,000 damage difference. Like, so don't come and ask me if it works the exact same. Relic 8 or bust for Lando, guys. Honestly, like, I don't think you need 9. 9 would be nice, but 9 you don't get as much boost anyway. So here's some of the underlying principles, guys. So everyone is gaining extra offense from Dash's offense, or from his unique. And then, whenever a prepared ally scores a critical hit, all prepared allies gain 2%. 2% doesn't sound like too much, but remember that Dash does his AoE right at the start, and he's a really fast character too, but it does damage 3 times to all enemies. So if all those are crits and it's in 3v3, you're hitting 9 different times, and that's 2% each time. Everyone's gaining, on his team, is getting 18% turn meter, which is actually quite interesting. So here I've actually got these little infographic things that I've prepared. We'll see if this actually works out, but otherwise, he also, keep in mind, he is a support or healer. That means he's gaining plus 20 speed here. If you guys look at it, it's doubled for Light Side Scoundrels. So you want to make him really fast. He needs to be the fastest on the team, and the fastest probably on the whole board. So 366 translates into 386. I know that this is a ruinous amount of speed to add to a character, but this is, like I said, a pretty frivolous team anyways. Now we have young Lando here. Here, let's get the next portion of this little infographic. You guys can read it. I'm not going to read it for you. So he's got his hot hand ability, obviously, and then you don't need his Zeta. Actually, that's about getting prepared, and he's already got it. So keep in mind that, like I said, he's going to be gaining a lot from his relic levels. This is relic 8. Relic 9 would get him another couple hundred damage total. It's okay, but the main thing for him is you really need to mod him for either a ton of offense or a ton of crit damage. Both sets are pretty easy to swap in and out. You don't do way more damage with one than the other. So I just happen to have an offense set. Crit damage set is fine. And then you want offense primary here. You want crit damage primary for his triangle, and then a high secondary offense if you can find it, guys. And then similarly here, you probably want, in general, especially for 5v5, you probably want to get him extra offense primary, because you're going to be gaining a lot more turn meter from Dash hitting in 5v5, because you're hitting 3 extra times on 2 different people. So you're gonna be getting another 12% turn meter from that. So you don't need as much speed on him. In 3v3, you're not hitting as many people, so you want more speed on him. Here, let's get this final graphic thing up before I forget. So, anyways, a lot, but this one's pretty nice in 3v3 anyways, because it's extra speed, but it has a really high offense secondary anyways. And then you just want a lot of speed on him. So in the examples that I'm just going to show you guys, he was actually only 270 speed. I've just been rolling his mods, and I happened to spike speed a couple times. So, I mean, you need him to be able to crit, and that's another reason you want to put relic levels on him. You want his crit chance to be high. Similarly, guys, Dash really wants his crit chance to be high, probably even higher than 100%. Keep in mind that people have crit avoid on some of their characters, and if you don't crit the characters that you're hitting, then you're not going to gain the turn meter for the rest of the team, and that can throw the whole thing off. You need to be able to crit. Finally, qi'ra, she doesn't need super high relic levels. She actually only has relic 3 for all of these examples. She doesn't need to be the second fastest. She needs to be faster than Landino. And the things that you need to keep in mind with her are this thing, her AoE is able to dispel all buffs on all enemies if she's prepared, which means that Dash is going to be giving her that. And then the other big thing here, guys, is her Zeta gives her extra crit damage, and she gives other scoundrel allies half of that, so 30% extra crit damage. She doesn't do much damage herself, but Landino does actually obviously do a lot of damage. So that's the nuts and bolts of how it works. Let's go look at some of these fights, and I'll show you guys how it works in practice. Whoa, we're in the practice. Okay, so the first thing you're gonna do is do the AoE from Dash. Watch the turn meter gain that we got. Cool. So we have the option to do the AoE, which is going to hit all 3 of them, obviously, or we could call the mass assist and take someone out. We want to be taking 2 people out in 3v3. We need to take 3 people out, or 2 people out, and then and then control the third until it's time to go. So we call the mass assist from qi'ra and take the next one out. Keep in mind that second, the mass assist from qi'ra, is also a necessary element for being able to call, or to be able to gain turn meter from Landino as well. So, alright. We got dash here. Alright, and keep in mind here now, folks, we're attacking this Treya squad, and we need to dispel with qi'ra if we want to take out either Nihilus or Treya. So we throw the grenade, and we're able to take out Nihilus. And then after that, I mean, Dash gets isolated, so he's trying to call people to assist with his basic. Doesn't really work, and it's this whole mess. But at the end of the day, I mean, we can take out Treya, and now we can take the rest of them out. Easy enough. The rest of them being Sith Empire Trooper, and that's it. But that's all. That's all, guys. All right, come on, hurry up, Sith Empire Trooper, and die so we can look at the next example. I think pretty soon. Okay, so this is an example of me doing it poorly. So we do the AOE, we do the AOE from Dash, and then we do the AOE from qi'ra without thinking. We needed to do the swarm attack from qi'ra so that we could kill Finn, but we didn't. So now I guess we'll just kill Finn, and I mean, now it's a mess. It's this whole mess, and I could have actually dispelled Dash there with Landino's special, but I just or do that for qi'ra for that matter, and then I just kept not doing it. And this is actually the only time that I lost with this team. We did take out Finn, but that's it. Remember, this Finn was like 340 speed or something like that. So, all right, now we're facing Bad Batch here. Want to take someone out? Obviously we want to take someone out, guys. So take out, do the mass assist with qi'ra, take out Echo, and now Tech's like, I don't feel comfortable in this situation. And I'm like, yeah, damn straight you don't. Get those good banners. All right, now we've got Maul here, and we have to go first. Remember, Dash needs to go first here. So, all right, call the swarm attack, kill Canderous because he's taunting. And then Maul is here. Relic 8 modded for really high health and protection, and still took him out. And then, remember, we're also giving a bunch of potency to everyone. Potency is, there's a lot of hidden potency, so we're able to stun nest, and that's pretty fancy of us. Of course, we want to control if we can, so stun from Dash, all of that stuff. And eventually, we'll get the big hit from Lando. We don't really actually need it, though. We can just finish him off there. And now, okay, so here's our big chance at redemption, guys. Another really fast Finn Poe. Look at this. Resistance Hero Finn is Relic 8. Do the swarm attack from qi'ra. Do the big hit on Poe. And now we can take out Finn. So, that's it, guys. That's all you gotta do. Go forth and conquer with Landino if you so desire. He's a lot of fun. He's also pretty niche, honestly. So it's totally your guys' call. But let me know what you think in the comments below. Hope this was helpful. Thank you all so much for watching, and remember that in all things, Xaereth prevails.